What is up, Z Fighters? It's Manga Adventures, and this is a what if that I feel like once a week someone asks, where's part 3? So I thought it would be fun to mix up what I had planned next for this video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope the wait was well worth it. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, but enough self-promotion. Let's jump right into it. Now, I don't think the events of Battle of Gods will change all that much. Beerus was a level of power beyond all of Z, and Super Saiyan God was needed to face him. Though it's after these events that things begin to change. When 21 finds out that Pan is going to be born and that Goku is going to be a grandfather, something clicked in her head. She remembers outside of 16 she had another child in her original life, one who wanted nothing to do with her. While her original self didn't care about this, the bio android wants to know, how did they live their life after they left? Did they grow up well? Is she also a grandmother? These thoughts fill up her head and she needs to get to the bottom of this. So she looks up her child, and her son and his wife both died years ago. Tears began running down 21's face as memories of her son hating her for being part of the Red Ribbon Army and giving her a choice between him or the organization, only for her original self just to shoo him away. Would he still be alive if she didn't shoo him away? Could things have been different? As the tears continue to roll down her cheek, she soon finds that she is indeed a grandmother to a young man named Dr. Hito, a super genius similar to herself who got his doctorate at only 14, but due to his nature he's unable to hold a job. She has to find him so they can become a family. This process doesn't take long, and she finds her grandson getting fired from another corporation he worked at. Not realizing she's a pink monster with a tail due to her excitement, she waits outside the door, scaring off many people, including Dr. Hito. But she catches him and begs him to look at her. The young man looks into her eyes and realizes that this is his grandmother. Shocked but not surprised, he wonders if the Red Ribbon Army finally turned her into a monster. 21 explains that she isn't Dr. Vomi, but a bio-android created by the late Dr. Gero. Although she may not have all the memories of her original self, she wants a do-over in this life and to become a family. Dr. Hedo is skeptical, to say the least, but he is impressed by the craftsmanship of this android. He asks her who her current master is, and she says she doesn't have a master, but she works for Capsule Corp. This perks up the young scientist. With Capsule Corp funds, he could quite possibly create the greatest superhero yet. So he agrees to accompany her. 21 is ecstatic that he's coming along and flies him to Capsule Corp. When they arrive and meet up with Bulma, she doesn't mind giving him a job, especially if he's recommended by 21. Thus, the two bond over their love of superheroes. Dr. Hedo shows off the autographs he got from Clean God, and 21 brags that she knows the secret identity of the great Saiyaman. 21 introduces Dr. Hedo to Gohan, and he just loves his backstory of how mild-mannered high school Gohan from the sticks was actually a superhero. That should definitely be a comment. But unfortunately, Gohan has been too busy with work to be the great Saiyaman as often, if at all. This inspires Hedo to create his successor, and along with 21, they go to the lab to create the Great Saiyaman 3. Using the data from the battle between Goku and Beerus, it doesn't take long to make this totally awesome hero. His creation is just in time for the arrival of Frieza, who comes to Earth with his army. Hedo and 21 are beyond excited. An alien invasion is perfect for his debut. They arrive first so they can record the entrance, and you would think this is a movie set instead of a battlefield with how many cameras are scattered about. He arrives as heroically as possible, using the sword he's equipped with to slash all the Frieza soldiers instantly, and coming in so fast that a whirlwind came soon after, scattering the grunts all over. He then points his sword towards Frieza, saying his minions have been vanquished and he should leave now before the same happens to him. Frieza doesn't like being threatened, and he just recently gained a dislike for swords after his last death. So he transforms into his final form to finish off this pest, but what he wasn't expecting was the great Saiyaman to slice him with a blinding speed, not giving him a chance to counter or even transform. Not only the Earth, but the entire universe is under the protection of Great Saiyaman 3, he says as he points his sword in the air. The grandmother and grandson clap in unison as they discuss necessary improvements like adding sound effects to make his attacks more dynamic. You know, just the very important stuff. But it was still a good first fight, and he's ready to save the world. So now Great Saiyaman 3 begins doing everyday heroics, like saving cats, stopping falling planes, and stopping robberies, which happens a lot for some reason. The people love him, and the reason he can't make it to the Universe 6 tournament is that he's doing his heroics. So that arc all stays the same. But let's shift from this timeline to another. The future timeline happens per canon. Even with the assistance of 21 and 16, it just isn't enough to overcome the hurdle known as Goku Black, who just keeps getting stronger with every fight. Pushing him is only helping him in the end. So they stick with the plan to time travel, the three going together, since the size of the cockpit isn't really a problem in Super. After they arrive and Black fights present Goku, the 21s meet. And while future 21 was surprised to see her present self in this form, the real shock came in seeing Dr. Hedo, her grandson, who claimed she looks exactly like her pictures, and how Android 16 looks just like his Uncle Jevo. But he's disappointed he's an android with no memories whatsoever. But they're still able to talk, even though they don't have much in common. Both the 21s are happy to see 16 and Hedo having a good time, and it swells up future 21's heart, who wants nothing more to return to the future timeline, save it, and hopefully find her version of her grandson so they too can become a family. While they wait for the time fuel to be made, they begin discussing upgrades. Hedo gives future 21 the blueprints for Great Saiyaman 3, which could be used to increase the specs of 16. Hedo is able to start upgrading 16, making him a little stronger, but there isn't enough time to get him to the level of Great Saiyaman 3. Meanwhile, present 21 gives her future counterpart some of her DNA so she can get on Majin Power Boost. She then explains the powers of Majin Buu, which was stopped in the future timeline. The group heads back into the future with Vegeta, who won the game of rock, paper, scissors against Goku, since I do believe 4 people is the limit in this version of the time machine. 21 is ready to face Black alongside 16 and Trunks, but Vegeta tells him to stand back while he fights Black in his new blue form. But all this does is push Black to Rose, making him even stronger than before. With Vegeta down, the remaining 3 fight, but no new headway is being made. That is until 16 is able to put Black in a bear hug, smiling that he can finally accomplish his mission of killing Son Goku. 21 pleads with him not to do this, but he sees no other choice and wants him to protect the world they fought so hard to protect. 16 self-destructs, causing 21 to cry, but when the dust settles, Black is fine. His sacrifice in vain. Enraged, 21's ki shoots up as she tries to land a hit on Black, but he's still too powerful. He catches her arm and even snatches it off, disgusted by what mortals have done to just get a fraction of a god's power. 21 furious still tries fighting even with one arm. When she notices that the other is still mentally connected, a plan begins to form in her head as she remembers Majin Buu's powers. As the arm moves, it turns into a sort of putty that leaps at Black and wraps itself around him before shrinking down and going into 21's body, causing power to flow through her. But not only that, the memories of Black are in her head as well. So she not only knows that this isn't over, but that Zamasu is immortal. So she goes to his hideout and doesn't even try fighting him. Jess absorbs him. No need for an unnecessary battle. But this absorption causes a strange transformation. Her skin turns purple. The future is saved and 16 is dead. She had hoped to find Dr. Hedo to ease the pain, but he was also no longer here, a casualty of this tragic timeline. Even still, 21 wants to protect the future from any more threats, so her son's sacrifice isn't in vain. So after making her version of Great Saiyaman 3 with very much needed upgrades so he can face a threat like Goku Black if needed, the now immortal 21 decides to roam the universe to gather even more strength, because staying on Earth is just too painful for her after all the years she spent with 16. Who knows what she'll find on her journey. Last but not least is the Tournament of Power, and not much would change. Power-wise, you can just replace Golden Frieza with Great Saiyaman 3, meaning all the moments of Frieza being a jerk is just replaced with Saiyaman 3 being heroic. I do think it would be funny throwing in like a running gag that when the Pride Troopers begin to pose, he would jump in and pose as well before being screamed away to go back to his universe. But the results would be the same, with Ultra Instinct Goku and Universe 7 winning in the end. The Broly movie wouldn't change at all, since that is basically a Goku and Vegeta movie. So I'll end the what if here. Sorry if it was a little short. I had the original idea to turn Future 21 evil by absorbing Black as Zamasu, but then I wasn't sure how people would feel about that, since absorbing people usually doesn't change the personality that much. The only exception was the Grand Supreme Kai, but even then, Boo didn't immediately turn good. He still enjoyed killing people. So I'll leave the morality of 21 to you guys. If you want her to slowly turn evil due to absorbing Zamasu, comment down below. Also, if you enjoyed what I did so far, like this video so I know. But that's enough talking. Can't wait to see y'all in the next one. Have a good day.